What up, you fluffy bastards? My name is Liquid Blitz, and welcome to another superclass. This is number 8, I believe, and I've called this one the Bartender. You'll be serving up ass-kickings for generations, Captain. This superclass loadout is long overdue. This is already probably many people's favourite class to use. Also, I'd just like to apologise for my voice. I'm still ill. Still ill! It's been like a week and a half. Anyway, I was going to call the superclass Stormcloak because the primary weapon is the BAR Storm. But then I thought, BAR, Bartender! Bartender it is, and I'll save the name Stormcloak for a different superclass that uses a storm weapon. This superclass is designed to kill and nothing else. This is a killing machine. You will tend to all the enemy bitches with your BAR. You will all be bartenders by the end of the night. As per usual, I'm going to jump straight to the class loadout next, and then I'll switch back to gameplay and discuss the strengths and some gameplay tips to help you with this class. Right, let's go straight into the class loadout. First of all, as I've already mentioned, the primary weapon of the Bartender is the BAR Storm version. Now, on that, we have the AA sight, because I believe that's the most clarity sight. And that's the best sight by far. Magnification 1.5 times, sort of in the middle. That's fine. If you've got it, the Malancourt, it sounds French to me, the Malancourt skin for it looks nice. Recoil direction doesn't matter, that's personal preference. Now, the secondary, let me turn my sound down. The secondary is the M1912 pistol. I've gone with that over the C93, and I'll explain why in a bit. Now, as for attachments and so on, there is no attachments, but magnification, as with all my pistols usually, 1.5 times the magnification. And the visuals, if you've got it, the Hadsberg. Look at that! What a sexy pistol! If I could make love to a pistol and have many pistol babies, it would be with this pistol! Look at that! Oh, shiny golden deliciousness! Right, anyway. Enough. Right, equipment. Ammo pouch. Now, I will go into this a bit more later, but this is a selfish class. This is for you to be a killing machine. This is not for resupplying teammates, although you can, obviously, to get extra points. But that ammo pouch is there purely to give you infinite ammo. Simple. Because you will be pissing lead with this class. Now, equipment slot 2 is the crossbow launcher, the frag version. Again, this is aimed for killing infantry. This is an infantry killing machine. So we've got a frag crossbow launcher, and appropriately as well, we've got the frag grenade. This is frag all round, basically. Frag grenade, highest damage grenade against infantry. Frag crossbow. So frag. Now, melee doesn't matter as much, but I'm going with my tried and tested hatchet because it can break wire, and I've always found that very useful, and wood. But the sawtooth blade can also break wire, so either of those is really fine, to be honest. And that's it for the class loadout. That's the Bartender class. So anyway, let's move on. Let's switch the background to gameplay and discuss all the strengths of this class. The first real strength is the fact that the BAR has the fastest fire rate, and it basically makes you, like, literally a wall of gunfire. It has the fastest fire rate in the support class, with a fire rate of 600 rounds per minute. And that really is a fast-ass fire rate for a... Is it an LMG, technically? Because it doesn't feel like one. Anyway, I'm getting off track. To put that fire rate into perspective, that's 10 rounds, I believe, every single second. That is fucking insane. 10 bullets a second. Think about that. Start. Brrr, done. 10 bullets. Now, the next strength that's worth mentioning, and it is actually worth mentioning, it has a good, not excellent, but it has a good hipfire accuracy for a storm weapon. Obviously, the trench variant has a better hipfire accuracy, but the storm one, it's actually better than a few of the other LMGs. And coupled with the fact that it has the fastest fire rate, it makes it makes close range hipfire worth it with this gun, and seriously deadly, even though it's a storm variant. So don't be afraid to use hipfire in close range encounters, even though it's a storm version, basically. Now, the next strength, I believe it has one of, if not the fastest reload time. And basically, this fast reload, in my opinion, complements its sort of mobile play style. If there's one thing that gets you killed more than anything else in close-range fighting, it's getting caught with your pants down mid-reload. So the fact that it has the best reload time when the gun is empty out of all weapons in the support class is awesome, and it's seriously helpful for the sort of the running and gunning playstyle where you're constantly moving. Now, the next strength. What you may not realise is the BAR has the highest minimum damage of all the weapons in the support class, with the exception of the new French LMG, the Chouchat, which is just an anomaly. Other than that, the BAR is the highest minimum damage, which makes it great not only for close range because of all the shit we've already discussed, but also for medium range. It does the highest minimum damage at range. So it's great for close range and medium range. Win-win! So already so far, we can tell that this is definitely a strong, sort of balanced weapon, good in many different situations. And that's always a hallmark of a great weapon, in my opinion. Now, the next strength, which I've written down as frag, crossbow / grenade, are fragtastic, and they are fragtastic. As I said, this class is about killing, not damaging or hurting or trying to help your teammates. This class is about killing! And on those lines, the frag grenade does the highest damage against infantry out of all the grenades, and the frag crossbow is just as lethal. And speaking of the frag crossbow, you get 2 at a time, and the ammo respawns 1 round automatically every 15 seconds, which still not everyone knows that. So you don't even need to resupply to get more crossbow rounds. Fragtastic! High infantry damage. This class literally couldn't get better at killing people. That sounds psychotic, but it's true. It's just a game, but it's good at killing. Now, the next strength is to do with a pistol, and I use this strength in most of the videos, to be honest. The M1912 has a great balance between sort of power, accuracy, control, handling speeds, all of it has a great balance. Honestly, a decent sidearm sort of makes or breaks a soldier in many situations. Everyone knows that C93 is one of the best pistols in the game because of its sort of excellent balance between everything I just said. Well, the M1912 is very similar to the C93 in that it's balanced sort of all round, except the M1912 has a higher damage, especially sort of at close range. And, very importantly, the M1912 deploys slightly faster than the C93, which is vitally important for a pistol. The only thing the C93 has better is that it has a slightly faster fire rate, but the M1912 is still pretty fast in and of itself. Now, the next strength, and also the last strength, is something I've already mentioned, the ammo patch, and it simply is that it gives you unlimited ammo as a support class. This superclass is about you, not your team, which goes contrary to what you use support for most of the time. But this is a selfish class. So yeah, I added the ammo pouch to this superclass mainly for selfish reasons, to give you infinite bullets for the BAR, because, as I said at the beginning, you will be pissing metal with this superclass. Right, anyway, that's it for strengths. I've covered all the main things. There's probably a bunch of shit that I've missed, but it doesn't matter. I've covered all the main points. So let's move on to tips. Tips which will help you sort of adapt your playstyle to help you sort of kick ass with this class. The first tip, and possibly the most important tip that will help you get a serious amount of like kills per game. The first tip is try and keep your enemies. Officially, I've put between 12 meters and 30 meters, but the tip really is try and keep your enemies further than like 12 meters-ish. This is because while the BAR Storm is great, shotguns and SMGs will still kick your ass at close range. So to stop that happening, that's why I've said try and stay a solid 12 meters away. I say 12 meters because that's where most shotguns tend to turn shit and weak. So that, as I said, that is the biggest tip I can give you. Keep a short distance, but not too long a distance. You want a nice medium spot. Now the next tip is to control the BAR accuracy with burst fire sometimes. While the BAR is generally pretty accurate, at least I feel it's pretty accurate, if the enemy is like more than, 30, 40 meters away, you might find that the gun sort of feels like it's jumping about a bit, like most guns. So it's common sense, but I might as well include it as an official tip. If you feel like your aim is bouncing all over the place, just control your fire with bursts, like bursts of like 4 and 5 rounds, maybe 3 rounds. But I'd say between like 12 meters and 20 meters, pretty close range, I would say full auto in that situation. Now the next tip is also a big one, I suppose. This is something that people generally do anyway. Don't be afraid to whip out your dick. No, your pistol. I always say that. Don't be afraid to whip out your pistol. Because the BAR only has a small mag size of 20 and it shoots quickly, you'll find that you shoot it empty in the worst of situations sometimes when there's an enemy staring you blank in the face. In those situations, don't be afraid to switch to your pistol. I've chosen the M1912 because it's genuinely very good at killing people. It's a great sort of tool to finish off an enemy you've already hit once or twice. Now the next tip, I actually had this tip in the last superclass as well. Use the grenade and the crossbow grenades, or basically all your equipment, on cooldown, as soon as it's available, really. Especially the crossbow, since you don't even have to resupply to get more crossbow grenades. You just wait every 15 seconds, you get a new crossbow grenade. And as for the frag grenade, as you all know, I'm not pleased with the current grenade system, but currently you get a new frag grenade every 36 seconds, and that timer is sped up by 3 times speed if you're next to an ammo crate. Especially when the enemy is like in a building or sort of around a corner, just out of sight. Use your grenades and your crossbow grenades through the windows. What I like to do is bounce them off walls, round corners, that sort of thing. Just basically play smart with your equipment. Now, the last tip I've got for you is a very general one. It's to do with play style. Basically, I would advise you play this class like it's a typical assault class, not the assault class in Battlefield 1. I'm talking like an assault rifle class, a typical assault class in real life. Although, what do I know about real life? If any loadout in Battlefield 1 is your standard typical assault rifle class, it's this one. In other words, not quite as fast as with SMGs and shotguns, but it's just as deadly close up, really, and it's deadlier at medium range. So basically, I advise you play this superclass as though your primary weapon is an assault rifle, basically. And there is a difference, like, if you play it like it's an LMG and you're not moving as much, I suggest you get mobile with this class. Move, kick ass, capture objectives, etc., as though it is the Battlefield 1 assault class. So if you pretend this gun is an assault rifle, you will rack up thousands of mortal kills. I'm sure a lot of the strengths and tips of this video are in vain, because most of you will have used the BAR Storm before. It's famously a very, very good weapon. So I hope if you haven't played with it, I mean, there's a likelihood, I suppose, that you haven't played with the BAR Storm before, especially with the AA sights, like I explained in the class loadout. You will kick ass with this. I hope you enjoyed as much as I do, and this is a class I enjoy as much as any of the other super classes. I really love this class, and I hope you do as well. Like this video if you liked it, like this video if you didn't like it, and join me in my next video. My next video 100% is going to be part 1 of my Outlast 2 playthrough. Anyway, join me then.